Good morning, Flagler County. I'm Rich Carroll. You're listening to Flagler's Morning News on Monday, May 1st.
An FTC student was arrested for making written threats to kill after he was allegedly bullied by other students.
A school threat leads to the arrest of a student. Amy Cherry reports.
Flagler County Sheriff Rick Staley says the 15-year-old Flagler Palm Coast High School student who was arrested sent a photo through Snapchat last week with a caption threatening to kill his opponents. One of the students who received the snap screenshotted it and showed it to a school administrator who reported it to police. Staley offered this advice to parents.
Talk to your children. Making threats, even in retaliation or to settle a score, is against the law. Be the sheriff in your home. Teach them how to handle bullying. Report it to a school administrator or a school resource deputy.
He adds there are counselors available at school for any students who may be experiencing bullying. From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm Amy Cherry.
This local news is a service of Flagler County's Toyota dealer, Beaver Toyota, US 1 St. Augustine, here to wow you. Flagler Beach flood outreach meetings are happening today.
Are you a Flagler Beach resident that has experienced repetitive flood damage due to storms, and are you insured by the National Flood Insurance Program? If so, you may be interested in attending an upcoming Flagler Beach flood outreach meeting to see if you would be eligible for a grant. Katie Dockworth is the assistant to the city manager for the city of Flagler Beach.
If those residents are insured by the National Flood Insurance Program or the NFIP, there could be opportunities for home elevation grants. The city is currently working with quality engineering and surveying consultants.
The same meeting will be held at both 3 p.m. and 6 p.m. today in the City of Flagler Beach Commission chambers. For Flagler's Morning News, I'm Karen Johnson.
When the animal writers come to Florida, they better pack a lunch because now we're going to have the right to hunt and fish in Florida's Constitution.
That's Todd Atkins, Vice President of Government Affairs for the Sportsmen's Alliance, reacting to Friday's vote in Tallahassee to adopt an amendment to the Florida Constitution to preserve hunting and fishing in perpetuity as a public right. Liz Ryan has more.
If voters approve this constitutional amendment, Florida will become the 23rd state to recognize the right to hunt and fish in their state constitution. Todd Atkins explains why he thinks this is important.
It is one of those things where a lot of people say having these words in the Constitution is not really that big of a deal. It is a very big deal. Hunters and anglers in a state like Florida, the amount of financial backing that crowd is provided for the entire state, meaning everybody who just rides bikes or is a bird watcher or just enjoys the beach, all of those wonderful Fish and Wildlife dollars that have come from hunters and anglers is truly a remarkable impact. A lot of people don't recognize the vast contributions hunters and anglers have made, but it's there every step of the way, in every corner of that state.
The lone no vote was cast by Senate Minority Leader Lauren Book. Her no vote was in retaliation for the state's abortion policy. Her statement to St. Augustine's local morning news reads, "My no vote to add the constitutional amendment on fishing and wildlife to the ballot was a symbolic vote on principle. For years, Republicans have made it harder to get meaningful policy on the ballot. And as the battle for abortion rights ramps up, with a possible amendment on the 2024 ballot protecting reproductive rights, passing proposals like this makes a mockery of issues that truly affect Floridians." End quote. The measure will be on the November 2024 ballot. I'm Liz Ryan.
The Hijackers restaurant at the Flagler Executive Airport will soon have a new owner.
It's Jamie Bordeaux, owner of Flagler Beach's Beachfront Grill, who's buying the restaurant from Gail Holt and Richard Bancroft of Flagler Beach.
The night before she approached me, I appeared on the news with at the sheriff's office with the
cooking class,
the culinary class, yeah. And she said that was a perfect karma. And she said, "I'm going to ask Jamie if I see him in front of the restaurant." And sure enough, the next day she drove by and there I was.
Bordeaux's partner is Joseph Wright, owner of Quantum Electrical Contractors.
Joe and I have known each other for about 15 years. And Joe didn't think twice. And he said, "I'm in." Because we had actually talked about, Joe and I, doing something together a while back. You know, once in a while we just joke around and say, "Hey, Joe, when are we going to do something?" or something like that. And that's what happened.
Since the county is the restaurant's landlord, the county commission needs to approve the sale. For Flagler's Morning News, I'm Rich Petchke.
Do you know about the Flagler County Free Clinic?
Terry Belletto is its CEO and said on a recent episode of Lifeline that the clinic provides nearly $2 million in services each year. She said they do it with about 60 volunteers and 4 paid staff members. She said they've also come into the 21st century.
We went to an electronic health record. We now see patients by appointment only, where it used to be walk in a couple Saturdays a month. And our patients stay with the same primary care provider throughout their time with the clinic.
Belletto said it's like going to a normal doctor's office.
Just don't get a bill at the end.
Lifeline airs at 9 on Sunday mornings on WNZF, and it's on the Flagler radio app. Tomorrow, the state is impressed. From the WNZF newsroom, I'm Deb Albertson.
And now you're up to date on Flagler's Morning News. I'm Rich Carroll.